Hello everyone, myself Mr. Asif Beg, Assistant Professor from Civil Engineering Department of Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. Today we will see the introduction of reinforced cement concrete. This is the subject from the 5th semester of Civil Engineering under Nagpur University. This is the scheme of teaching and the examination. The subject RCC is having total 6 hours a week, amongst which 3 hours for lecture, 1 for the tutorial and the 2 hours for the practical. 80 marks of external examination is for the assessment of the marks for the theory, and the internal is for the 20 marks. The total 100 marks assessment for this subject, and minimum passing of this subject is 40 marks. Practical assessment for this subject is 25 marks external and 25 marks internal. So total 50 marks, out of which 25 marks for the passing for the practical. Duration of papers in hours is 4. This is the syllabus of reinforced cement concrete having 6 units. Unit number 1 deals with the introduction to the working stress method, in which we have seen the design of RCC element, beam section, under reinforced, over reinforced and the balance section. Unit number 2 deals with the pre-stressed concrete, and unit number 3 deals with the introduction to limit state method, in which various concepts regarding the design of limit state, characteristics value and the review of IS 456-2000. Then unit number 4 deals with the limit state of collapse in flexure and compression, while unit number 5 deals with the limit state of serviceability, limit state of collapse in shear and the bond. Limit state of collapse in torsion is also in unit number 5. Unit number 6 with LSM, the design of one-way slab and two-way slab. The practical which is to be conducted under this subject are design of beam, column, slab and foundation as per the syllabus, understanding the professional RCC drawing, and minimum one site visit is required for completion of this practical. So begin with the introduction of working stress method and limit state method. For designing any component of RCC structure, it can be designed by two ways. One is working stress method, which is WSM also called, and another one is the limit state method, LSM, which is denoted by LSM. Now we have to see the comparison between these two methods of RCC design. So working stress method is based on elastic theory. Concrete and steel are assumed to act together elastically and follow Hooke's law. But in case of limit state method, it takes into account actual non-linear elastoplastic stress strain behavior of concrete and steel. Working stress method in the structural member are considered for normal working load without considering the conditions existing at the time of failure. But in case of limit state method, the design is based on ultimate load at failure. So ultimate load equals to working load into partial safety factor. We have to consider the partial safety factor while considering the ultimate load on working load. Now different partial safety factors are used for limit state of collapse and limit state of serviceability under different load combination. Now while looking into the working stress method, the design criteria for this is load carrying capacity should be greater than working load, and the second criteria of design is stress in material, that is concrete or it may be steel, should be less than the permissible stresses in the material. Permissible stresses equals to the characteristics cube strength of concrete or yield strength of steel divided by factor of safety for concrete or steel respectively. The design criteria for limit state method, that is load carrying capacity of material or partial safety factor for material, should be greater than load combination comprising of summation of load into corresponding partial safety factor for the load. Now moving towards the next comparison of working stress method is that working stress method does not give any idea about margin of safety available for loads to assess the extent of overloading without collapse. But In case of limit state method, it gives it gives an idea about the excess load which is the structure can carry beyond the working load without collapse. In case of working stress method, this method follows a deterministic approach as it assumes that the load, factor of safety, and permissible stresses are accurately known. But in case of limit state method, it follows a non-deterministic approach as it adopts probable load and probable strength of materials as per actual or based on experience or observation depending upon the situation. Then the next comparison of working stress method and the limit state method is that in case of working stress method, material strength are not fully utilized in designing the member. But in case of limit state method, the material strength are fully utilized in designing the member. Now these two methods having some demerits and merits. The merit of working stress method is that it is very simple, but limit state method is complicated and involve more calculation. This is the demerit of limit state method. Now moving towards the next merit, that is for the working stress method. Due to its simplicity, it is still used for design of some complex structures such as overhead water tank, bunker, silos, etc. And in case of limit state method, the method is still evolving for the design of more complex structure. Now this is the demerit of limit state method. So whatever is the merit of working stress method, the same is the demerit for the limit state method. And similarly, what is the demerit for the working stress method are the merits of limit state method. So the third comparison for the merit and demerit is for working stress method, there is no need to check for serviceability requirement. The same is automatically satisfied as the working stress are low and the method result in bigger section. But in case of limit state method, the sections are required to be checked for serviceability criteria. Working stress method, in this method, it is assumed that stress-strain relationship for concrete is constant, which is not correct actually. But it is a more realistic method which takes into account the actual non-linear stress-strain relationship for concrete, and it is the merit of limit state method. Now, the demerit of working stress method is it results in a bigger section size in comparison to that obtained from limit state method. Thus, it gives uneconomical section, and this is the biggest demerit of working stress method. And that's why we normally adopt limit state method, because it results in smaller section size in comparison to that obtained from the working stress method, and thus it gives the economical section. And for designing purpose, the section which is economical one is the most acceptable. So that's why we normally choose to design with the limit state method. But in the case of designing of overhead water tank or any storage or any bunker, we adopt working stress method because the calculation part is very less in working stress method. Now moving to the last comparison of this working stress method and the limit state method is, it is an old and conservative method which is mainly concentrates on the safety aspect. But in case of limit state method, it is more rational method which not only takes into account safety and economy but also fitness of the structure throughout its service by controlling serviceability limit. So these all are we have discussed about the working stress method and the limit state method. Now moving towards the terms and the definitions of few terminologies which is to be used in this subject. So very first is stress. So what is mean by the stress, what is mean by the strain, and what is mean by the modulus of elasticity, we will go through it. When an external load is applied to a member, internal resistance is set up by the material. This resistance is called as stress. So normally stress is load per unit area. So load is, we are talking about the internal force. Okay, so stress is in mathematical form it is written as stress is internal force divided by area, where stresses may be compressive, tensile, bending, or it may be shear. Okay, then moving towards the next definition, that is strain. When the load is applied to a member, its shape is altered. This alteration in member is called strain. So whenever we apply a load on any body, on elastic body, it deforms, and this deformation, due to this deformation, the strain is produces. So strain equals to change in length divided by original length. Now moving towards the next one, that is the modulus of elasticity. So modulus of elasticity is up to the elastic limit of any material, stress is proportional to strain. The ratio of stress to strain is constant for this material. This constant is taken as the measure of elasticity of material and is called as modulus of elasticity. So modulus of elasticity, mathematically it is written as, it is the ratio of stress to the strain, and hence its unit is Newton per mm square. So as per the IS 456-2000 given in the clause number 5.6.3, the modulus of elasticity of steel is given as 2 into 10 raised to the power 5 Newton per mm square, and as per the clause number 6.2.3.1 from IS 456-2000, the modulus of elasticity of concrete is 5000 under root FCK. Now the last terminology of this today's lecture is modular ratio. This is the ratio between the modulus of elasticity of steel and modulus of elasticity of concrete. Mathematically it is written as modular ratio M equals to modulus of elasticity of steel to the modulus of elasticity of concrete. It is calculated by the equation given in IS 456-2000 Annex B. M equals to 280 by 3 sigma CBC. So the sigma CBC is the permissible stresses in concrete in bending. This sigma CBC can be calculated from the grade of concrete. So you must know about the grade of concrete, you can calculate the sigma CBC. The value of sigma CBC is the 1/3 of the grade of concrete. If the grade of concrete is M15, then sigma CBC is 5. Then if grade of concrete is M20, then sigma CBC is 7. If the grade of concrete is M25, then sigma CBC is 8.5. And if the grade of concrete is M30, then the sigma CBC value is 10. So according to this modular ratio equation, we can determine this modular ratio M with the grade of concrete if you know the value of sigma CBC. By putting that value of sigma CBC on the basis of grade of concrete, we can determine the modular ratio as M15. We are getting the modular ratio value 18.66. Then for M20, M25 and M30, we are getting the value 13.33, 10.98 and 9.33 respectively. So friends, today we have seen the comparison between the working stress and the limit stress method, and we have gone through the various terminologies used for this subject. So thank you very much.